Value transfer is nothing new. Hunt, gather, trade, expand. An exchange that's older than instinct. Where the strongest prevail and the fastest survive. The function remains as its form continues to accelerate forward.
Man, we're rocking out to that one. I love this vibe.
Yeah,
the Neo vibe is great. Ash, what's up? Welcome to the.
What's up, man?
Great to see you.
Hey, what's up, Jack? How's it going, man? Doing good.
Good to see you. Thanks for following you guys for a while. Long.
Yeah, no, I feel like we've had the odd DM every once in a while, but I mean, hey, time flies, growth happens. So.
I mean, I remember our last conversation. You were teasing, hey, there's more things, there's more assets coming. We'd love to just kind of follow throughout this journey of, hey, you talked about it, you've done it, and I love what Zach Hughes. He just, you were just chatting with him in the green room. Distribution is the wedge, the moat, the goat. I was just saying, I admire that. I know you guys are active on Instagram, TikTok. You're very different neobank, so to say, than the card for contractors in emerging markets. So bring us into your view of the world, what you're building at Axal, maybe what's changed, what's different about your view of what a high yield bank account may be than some other people. We can start to dig into some of the weeds here.
Absolutely, man. I mean, the fun part about what we're doing, I grew up in Boston, live in New York right now. We're super US focused. And I think a lot of what I see on my X feed and most people see related to neobanks and stablecoins, you're seeing it all happening outside of US, or it's some US institution that's doing it. And the fun part about our goal at Axal, go straight to American consumers. And that's been what a ride over the past few months. Everybody from 80-year-olds in Texas to college students that are right down the street. But to put it really simply, also the beauty of building a consumer, you got to be really concise and punchy with the messaging. The word neobank means absolutely nothing to almost anybody just walking down the street. Best wealth app. That's what we've gone with. The best wealth app, the best place to build wealth. The word wealth is good. Anybody on earth, but especially in the US, you immediately think of a couple of things. I always get this image of a gold bar, but I also just picture cash, dollars, gold, Bitcoin. That's what we have today. Just Axal is the best for each of those assets. Of course, we diversify across a bunch of stablecoin lending markets to get you 6 to 10% APY on your cash. And that's been the hook and the wedge. But yeah, we've since added on Bitcoin, cheapest place on earth to buy and sell it, with yield on it as well, coming fully from decentralized protocols, mostly these Morpho vaults today. And we partner with Paxos. We're giving you access to tokenized gold, trades below spot. You can get yield on that too. So that's the state of Axal today. As far as biggest updates and changes, just like you guys were alluding to, distribution is king, and we've been going hard in the paint on that. Tons of stuff on Instagram, tons on TikTok. We put up posters around New Jersey just a couple of days ago with this army of interns that we have right now. There is no battle that is not worth it. And the beauty of tech these days, we can see attribution. This guy scanned this poster in Hoboken. Wow, that's
well,
we've been doing it all.
Tell us more about this playbook of posters and these interns. Who are these interns? Who came up with the idea of this? Break this down more for us.
We have such a fun, I almost view it as a lot of our distribution strategies and ideas come from team lunches. Every day at 12:30, some engineers just hey, let's go get Chick-fil-A, or let's go grab lunch. We all come back and we rip on just funny videos or ideas. The stuff naturally comes up. And a lot of my Twitter feed is these companies in SF putting things on trucks and driving around and posters and all that. And I was let's give that a shot. Interns, just a lot of NYU students, the beauty of just having people here. I can't believe you found that so quickly. That's awesome. Yeah.
Cheap gold. I love this. I mean, it's super clear. Has it been effective? Walk us through this.
Been good. The website, axal.com/gold, or the QR code goes straight to the app. We have attribution tracking, so we can literally see, and it gets cool with the posters because it's physical locations. We know which one we're putting up in different locations. You can just straight up see, this poster of a gold bar led to 10 downloads, and then 2 of those downloads ended up depositing. But yeah, everything from that. We do the same with micro-influencer partnerships as well. I can go down that rabbit hole, but there's a kid who makes these Minecraft parkour videos, and he explains concepts while you watch a Minecraft character jumping. The most random of things. And his ref link does better for us than other more serious or sophisticated things. It's shit that you would never imagine. You know what I mean?
Is it so like, would you say, maybe this isn't your ideal persona, but this is one of the personas, like it's that kid that is 18, that he just started working. And like, is he going through like, do I use Wealthfront or do I use Axal? Like it's the guy that is just starting to save up because he realizes that he needs to. But you also mentioned the 80-year-old. So maybe we can talk about that dichotomy. But is that like,
hey,
is that who you...
The beauty of like any startup, like you get people all across the spectrum, but as far as like folks that we're really excited about, I think this ICP of like young tech professionals, how young do you go has been a debate, but exactly as you put it, like you just graduated, and the summer right now is very interesting. Like I had 10 calls yesterday with all these students that just graduated from like NYU or other universities. They just set up ADP for whatever job they might be doing in tech and finance, consulting, healthcare, whatever it might be. And they start to think for the first time in their life, what should I do with money? And actually, even out of our own interns, like we hired one of them full time in June. He set up a Vanguard account for the very first time just because a friend mentioned Vanguards. So catching people at this key moment in life, either all event related to wealth. And Wealthfront did this really well back in their early growth days. They would target like, I believe it was Twitter employees at the time, but they would just track them the moment before an IPO and try to go and get them to use Wealthfront. For me right now, we've had this vein of excitement with recent new grads that are finally getting a decent paycheck and they don't know where to put that. They are willing to go and explore something that's new. They are absolutely not okay with the checking account or savings account paying 0%. A lot of them already have a Marcus account or a Wealthfront account set up, and it's just a little clunky. The UI is a little outdated. So when I go and, of course, you hook them with like, let's say this higher yield, and everybody asks questions, where does the yield come from? Honestly, like you just tell them the truth. Like there's no better way to describe like how this stuff happens than just in plain English describing how over collateralized lending works, or like what the Genius Act implications are for stablecoin lending markets, or what is USDC. Like I think too many people try to like almost not in a nefarious intent way, but like people just don't state all of it, which actually makes it harder to convert those users down the line. But yeah, new grads have been interesting for us.
So we're looking at this. Where in the platform would you be explaining this, or what is the, I'm on the App Store here. I'm kind of scrolling through it. Where do you actually communicate and answer those types of questions, like where yield comes from, things like that?
Yeah, time and place for everything. We got a ton of articles on our Substack, which is one channel. Even in the Instagram videos, for like every couple of like funny office skit videos that we do, we'll put in like, we're calling it Money Minute. That's like our segment, similar to you guys. And like in that, it's like a funny explainer of like a concept, and those, they maybe don't get as many views, but it's still funny and relatable. And the person who's watching the funny videos goes and sees those. Descriptions in the app. Honest to God, my phone number is the support number, and I get like maybe 120 emails a day. Like half of them, I think that's the best sign of like where we're at. Like most of my days are filled with like answering random questions, and then real random we get a win. It'll be like some guy who has $5 in the app, and it's like I'm spending so much of my day just helping this guy out. Eventually he comes in with like 10K, and I'm just like, wow, like hell yeah, it was all like
he just got like a random paycheck, or he tells his homie, and it's just like, you're like, again, but you can't like, and in this world, we want very like clean attribution, and we want to know that the actions that we're taking are going to have immediate results. And it's like, there's a testament there to saying like, hey, just like be a servant, serve your customers, and trust that, you know, something good will come out of it. That like goodwill begets and creates goodwill.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, this is especially true for money. And I think the thing that the crypto space has not seen as much, because granted, these apps haven't gotten big enough, it's true for like wealth and proven money. Like it's not as true for like, I love the FOMO guys. Absolutely love them. Love like half of these like more like consumer fintechs that are breaking out. But I would say the barrier to entry to get a guy to like Apple Pay and $10 to buy a meme coin is such a different battle than the battle that we have to even get $5 out of your Chase account or out of your Vanguard or your Wealthfront. To like proven, this is the store of value, this is the hub. And my mission, of course, is to be the hub for somebody as well. That educational battle might take time, and there's no totally predictable linear path. So our solution, do it all, meet people where they are, answer everything, but just be super relatable. Like some guy on the team always uses the phrase like barbell, like product is the most buttoned up, serious, proven of assets. And then like, I love that our distribution is just like funny and relatable. Absolutely love it. Like funny Instagram videos. We had a kid drop off a bunch of Celsius cans this morning. He works with Celsius. We're going to go and give them out in the park for folks to download Axal. Just all this stuff, man.
I would love to, just given the segment here, take what you just said and kind of whiteboard this a little bit, right? So you have like this segment for us, Neo, we're really trying to dive into what might look similar on the outside in terms of what's getting built, and like this kind of neobanking. The reason why we wanted to do this was like, everyone's like, oh, we don't need more neobanks. There's too many of them, whatever. we wanted to really expose the nuances that go on behind the scenes with how you want to build and market and position these things. So taking what you just said, you have one side, which is like FOMO, different use case, lower value in terms of the transactions, maybe more speculative, short-term minded. And then you have Axal. This is like the wealth side of the spectrum, longer term trust. When you think about the infrastructure here and how you've chosen to build this business on the back end, the first time I heard about you guys was when you launched with MoonPay and Iron specifically. I think at that time we were building really closely with them. And as we were close with the Iron team, we saw you, like they got really behind this launch. And like, I think that was the first time I saw you guys. Speak a little bit about the nuances of how you've chosen to build and maybe some of the decisions you've made that could be unique because you're on this side of the spectrum versus the other. How do you think about that?
It's an amazing question. And the beauty of it is like you can just see it in the apps. Like when you click the add funds button, and this is true for any fintech out there, what is happening behind the scenes and under the hood. FOMO, amazing stuff with Apple Pay. I'd argue that they have the best Apple Pay to like get money in the app flow out of any consumer facing app on blockchain rails that I've encountered. It just works. It's totally headless. It's amazing. On the flip side, when you think about moving like sides into an app, so for Axal, the first option you'll see is bank transfers. And for that, depending on your region and depending on the amount, we have like a bunch of different providers under the hood. But bank transfers are how you move significant size. And if you're in the US, you can't just see a virtual account and routing number. You expect a plaid style flow. And we work closely with the Bridge team and the Stripe team as well on that stuff. But looks and feels like any other fintech app that you've downloaded. KYC within a minute, connect your bank. I just search Ash's Chase College account, and then I can move funds over. So I think that's like one important area of infra that we're like constantly optimizing. Just bank transfers are essential, and that's where I think we shine and we're best in class. The flip side of that too is like the actual yield portion of the app. And I think everybody thinks neobanks, they just offer on-chain yield, some wrapper on an Aave or Morpho vault. There is so much under the hood that has to happen. And like you guys certainly aren't strangers to that when you think about all the stuff that's happening in DeFi. Rates are always changing. Liquidity is always changing. There's new versions of new stable coins all the time. And I think our job at Axal, and you actually have it on the screen here, abstracting this away from users. Like there is so much stuff that we want people to see and get into. But if when they open their account, they should see $5,000. I've earned $3 today. I've made this much in lifetime yield. It should look and feel like a modern bank account. Like this is what I want to see. I want to see I'm earning 7.4%. I have a little bit of idle money here. Move it into earning, withdraw when I need it. And then if you go to like earnings breakdown in the app and you keep going, you can see like, oh, my $4,000 is broken across all these different vaults that are out there. Axal as a rebalancer, where every block we're going and we're optimizing and moving within risk parameters, the one with the best APY. So that's a key portion of it.
It's funny, ascent, like start at the bottom. It's kind of like this. All right, what's going to happen as I scroll up? All right, we got Robinhood, who's taking the lead.
I love it.
We're making this fun. Too much fun.
I want to ask you, because, we've seen over and over again, some apps, they start, like card is the wedge. They start with there. It's all about spending. We've seen other people that, again, we start with yield and then we turn on a card. You're probably the first person that we've interviewed that doesn't have a card. And I think it's aligned, though, with this notion of like, building wealth. If you're building wealth, do you really want to make it super easy to spend money? I'm wondering, is this an intentional framing for the product right now? Is this that, hey, we just know what we're trying to do well, and right now it's building wealth, and spending money is counter to building wealth, so we're just not doing it? Or is this something that's on the roadmap? How do you think about, cars in conjunction with building wealth, saving money?
Yeah, I mean, we obviously follow the card space closely, and I mean, it's a small world, and you guys know, like, we know people at every company when it comes to like the issuance side, and like all the other folks with neobanks, like everybody shares tricks of the trade. Exactly what you said. Like, I do think like focus on building wealth, do this thing really well. Don't do a million things yet. That's why today Axal has 3 assets, not like $3,000, Bitcoin, gold, be best with each. The Denari partnership stuff we're doing is cool because I think, yeah, you're also not thinking about spending yet. When I think about my tier list, I'm thinking about building wealth requires me to have something like the S&P. It's a necessity. One of my roommates, I live with 2 guys in New York, one guy's a banker. He, for the life of him, will not move more money into Axal no matter how much I beg him until I have the S&P. It's like, I just don't have that asset. And that the word wealth for him necessitates that. The same way that my grandma in India needs gold. or somebody else might need land or whatever it might be. So I think a lot more about like what assets are necessary and how do you do a really good job with those. Dollars and just yield on cash is of course so core to that, which is why we spend a lot of our time there. But yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that you maybe do a card down the line, like as you want to win more of somebody's financial life. And if you become the hub, you want that just for ease of use. Like instead of them moving money in and out of Axal, Axal is the hub, and then even spending can come out of it. We honestly just haven't seen crazy demand for it. The demand has been like, add on these tokenized stocks because then I can move more money to Axal, or like your yield's not good enough, make it a bit better without taking on more risk, right? All of these like very open-ended, hard to solve problems, but that's what my user wants right now. The user is not asking for a card, especially for the American consumer, and this is something we're flagging. I love my Robinhood Gold Card. 3% cash back is not something I can personally afford as a company to go and subsidize. Love the Plasma team too. They're doing great stuff. Like cashback stuff is interesting, or albeit I think it's maybe they're catering like to crypto folks more so with having to buy the plasma token and stuff like that. I just don't think this is like a good sustainable wedge for our marketing and for our pitch. For me, it's like APY boost maybe if I want CAC on any version of this. Referral bonuses. We give out $5 if somebody KYCs with us and they initiate a $100 bank transfer. That's our like onboarding welcome bonus. All of that stuff comes before a card. And I that's not to say you don't do a card. I just don't think it's a good wedge for the American market at all. Like a lot of people are happy with the cards they have and it's hard to displace them.
Paxos?
News is huge though. Yeah, go. I wanted to know.
People talk about this. We've even like gone down the route of, okay, stocks come on chain. Stocks aren't good on chain unless you could do something with them. What would it look like to lend it out? Morpho vaults, S&P 500 tokenized, and putting it into Morpho vaults, getting yield on whatever index fund you have. Is that the route you're thinking, or is this to start simple exposure? Have a handful of stocks on chain to kind of like bridge that gap of savings and wealth creation. Because again, I imagine it's a different user than just trading, swing trading. This is like long-term buy and hold, set it and forget it.
Yeah, and I'd argue that's the vast majority of Americans. And like, I mean, I know we live in a world where like you see like active trading everywhere. And I love sports betting. I love call sheet and poly market, but that's not my life savings, right? That's like a portion of my money. And I think the majority of people do want the proven stuff. It's exactly what you said, to the T. Like, I think there's almost 2 0-to-1 moments here. What we're starting off with right now is the 0-to-1 that we can control, thank God, because of the US regulatory environment. For the first time, it is possible through Denari's model, which is like an actual brokerage account under my name, where there are actual equities in it, and then minting this digital twin in ERC20 on multiple blockchains to represent that ownership. For the first time, I can have 24/7 access trading of stocks on blockchain rails. So just that in of itself, being able to have a portfolio, like a literal wallet address, be it Axal or MetaMask or something else, that can hold like USDC wallet shares and tokenized gold and Bitcoin and the S&P, that in of itself is magical. And I think the reason why we're bullish on it is for this like vision of self-driving wealth or just automated wealth building. I want your paycheck to be auto split within Axal across these buckets. Like Ash's dream wealth plan is 50% high yield savings doing 6 to 10%, 25% the S&P, maybe earning yield on it down the line, 10% Bitcoin, 5% gold. Never open the damn app. Like I see an Instagram video, I download it, I set up this wealth plan once, I connect my bank. Every time my direct deposit hits, every 2 weeks, it's auto invested according to this breakdown. That is just straight up not possible if you're someone who wants high yield in the DeFi world or really anywhere else. And like we do like tens, if not 20s of these like calls a day with just this new grad demographic or other prospective customers. People are sick of a million apps on their phone. So I think there's a beauty in like automated allocation across different assets. That's the first 0-to-1. The second one I won't elaborate on too much is exactly what you said. It's like get yield on your equities. Like that's a 0-to-1. Like if you're a Robinhood user, it's a little hidden, but you can opt into stock lending where the borrower is just Robinhood securities. It pays like 0.1% and they're not even forced to borrow it all the time necessarily. But the pitch makes sense to anybody. Like I'm already invested in this asset, be it Bitcoin or gold or S&P. Why can't I go and just put that to even more work? Of course, I don't want to take undue risk, and there is risk involved if anybody's paying you something above the risk-free rate or above 0%. But of course, like within reason, I want to go and put that to work, especially if there's instant liquidity and it's on chain and verifiable. The battle there, and I think this is a battle that Denari understands well, along with everybody else, is you just need these markets to grow in liquidity. Step 1 is get the asset on chain. Step 2 is incite borrow and supply demand and borrow and lending demand. I'm on the lending side of it. Other folks out there, be it institutions, like existing crypto borrowers, hopefully like just regular folks, like Coinbase allows you to borrow in the app now, I believe. against your crypto. They should let you do that against your tokenized stocks. Then these markets get good. I don't know what the rate is for the S&P, but the same way that we say like the risk-free rate in America today is like what, 3.25, 3.3. There's probably some equivalent for the S&P when it comes to over-collateralized lending markets. And then I'm truly the best wealth app. If you care about the S&P, there is no better place to have it than Axal because it's on your phone, it's easy, it's part of a wealth plan with other assets, etc.
The idea of the wealth plan and auto allocation for paychecks. I mean, Drew, it's super timely given what you were just talking about with Adrian from Steakhouse. So I have
we were just diving into that curation of stablecoins. It's awesome.
Well, even like, where do we put funds? Like Drew and I are both putting money aside for taxes. Where does that sit? For me, right now it's in SoFi, and I don't know, maybe it gets like 2 or 3%. I'm kind of like, this is a very timely conversation. Drew put some of his in Coinbase in the high yield account. Obviously, Robinhood and their Morpho vault. It's an interesting time to think about that. I'm, again, the less friction, the better. I want to send them money and I just want to like allocate it 75% USDC, maybe 20% Bitcoin, 5% gold, or whatever that is, and DCA it, and again, just set it and forget it once the funds hit that account.
It's all just it's cool.
I gotta cook a little bit on this because this is such a, we've been talking about tokenized stocks for many, many months, but like if this is true, which it sounds like it is, like the first place for US citizens to go and participate in this way, like that's just absolutely that's a huge moment where like the infrastructure and the application layer are finally meeting for the first time in this way. And as someone who personally really resonates with, I think, a lot of other people who maybe they don't find themselves in this like extremely expert driven industry of trading, but they're actually in more of a normie use case where they're just like, hey, Tesla's going to be around when I'm probably on my deathbed, or like they're not going anywhere. I'm going to probably hold this my whole life. If I'm long-term investing in an asset like that, or how I feel about Coinbase, or how I might feel about Robinhood, like, I'll totally, knowing this, treat that like an asset that I can earn on, just like my house or something that I want to hold for a long time. And that's really until things like this has not been accessible to the average person. It's only been accessible to the high net worth individuals or large institutions. And that's what gets me so excited about this, is like these products are for the first time ever hitting the hands of everyday Americans and people around the world.
Absolutely. I was going to say, like, I mean, that's it in a nutshell. I am the king of passivity. Like, I want Axal to be the passive wealth hub. Go and do active stuff elsewhere. But like, this is the like set in for, your analogy is perfect. Like Tesla's around in 50 years, DCA $1 a day into Tesla or whatever, like a portion of my paycheck into Tesla. Don't fuck with that money. Like, go and mess with like your bucket of like trading money here, but like your wealth, like the place that your paycheck hits. Oh my God, you guys are feeling it. The place that your paycheck hits should not be idle. It should also not be straight up like speculation or actively traded. It should be your wealth plan. And I got a text from a user today. I saw him, like ADP is the pay. He took a screenshot. ADP, 95% of his paycheck is going to his like bank. And just this morning, he put 5% of it into an Axal virtual account. So it literally says like Chase and then Axal. And it's a paycheck split at the paycheck level. And it's amazing to me that you can do this today. This is live today.
ADP,
that's a big win. Congrats. Like when you
hearing ADP.
The first touch of when somebody gets paid, like in my mind, like that is like the pinnacle of where you want to be, whether you're in wealth app or spending app. Ash, this was awesome to catch up. We have to transition. Please keep us posted. I'll probably be messaging you on Telegram. I swear I actually just messaged my wife, hey, we need to look in this, because believe it or not, she does most like the admin work in our finances. I was like, hey, we're probably going to start using this. So I'll give you my virtual account numbers. Because I think you might have just told me. I know I've had an account, but it's more like, again, like that building trust over time to say like, hey, actually, like we'll go from like maybe none or a little bit to no, like this is my savings account. Like I want to use this like a high yield savings account. But yeah, we'd love to talk more about just like the product offline and where you guys are going. So thanks for coming on.
Sale
sold me.
We thought you were a guest today, but we were getting a demo for Zach. Is really
There's a live sales call.
The only goal. You're always selling. Always selling.
And we know the support number who it directly goes to, so that's helpful now. So we can always pick up the phone. Isn't that nice? Excellent.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, guys.
This was awesome, man. I'm excited to follow this journey. Thanks for welcoming us into it.
Thanks for having me.
Cheers.
See you, man.